Now that we know what types of forms are needed for taxes, we're actually going to talk about what happens when you go to file your taxes in April. You can file your taxes anytime after you've received your tax forms in the mail. So usually people start filing taxes around February and you go until the April deadline. So there's 3 different ways that you can go ahead and you could file your taxes. The first way is to fill out a paper form and mail it in. The second way is to use a digital tax preparation software. So a lot of people will do this, like TurboTax. People will do their own taxes at home on their computer and they'll be using one of these digital softwares. And then the last way is a tax professional to file them for you. So taking a look at the 3 methods, there are pros and cons for each method. A lot of people who do decide to file their taxes using paper forms and mailing them in like the fact that you are in charge. You're the one that's going through and you are filling everything out. However, you won't have any tax help when you're filling out these forms. So you might make mistakes. The other downside to this is since you're doing paper forms, you actually have to mail them in. So it takes a little bit longer to get your refund if you are expecting a refund. On the other hand, if you use a digital, so a tax preparation software, you can e-file your taxes. And so that just means that you're filing them electronically, so it's a lot faster than if you were going to mail them in and have to wait for them to process them that way. Another thing is the software often will point out different ways to take advantage of different deductions. So you might get more back than you would if you were to just file it at home on a piece of paper because the software will kind of guide you and it might point out some additional information. However, the cons of this is that you might still miss something or you might still not know how to do a certain section or whatever, so you might still second guess. Yourself and the way that you filled it out. So a tax professional, the nice thing about a tax professional is that they know the tax law. They know the different deductions. They know what's allowed and what's not allowed. Another thing is that they can help if you've had a major life event. So you got married, you had a child, someone in your family that you take care of passed away or something like that. They're going to be able to talk to you about those tax implications for that. On the other hand, this is probably the most costly method. So you're going to have to pay for their expertise. So you might pay $150 or more to someone else to file your taxes. Lots of different things that you're going to need when you go ahead to file your taxes. So some things that you're going to need is you need your social security number and your spouse's social security number if you're married or filing jointly. And then you're going to need those W-2s or the 1099, depending on what type of work that you have done over the past year. The next one over here, there's a little typo on it. So the difference between, again, the W-4 that we had you guys fill out and the W-2 is that the information, even though they're very similar information on both things, a W-4 is something that you filled out. You filled in the info before you started working. So it happened to tell about how much the different deductions were and whatnot. Whereas a W-2 has the info filled in for you. It tells you how much that you made, how much was taken out for your taxes, your medical, anything like that was taken out from your paycheck. It will serve as a yearly reminder of what those things were. So another thing to take into consideration is you are filing federal taxes, but you're also filing state taxes if your state has a state income tax. And for us here in Michigan, Michigan does have a state income tax. So we're filing two different things when we go to file our taxes. So if you're going to get a refund from both the state and the federal, they won't come together. They'll be two separate things that you're going to be getting. Although you can file them all at the same time as doing things, you're going to be plugging things in relatively the same. And then after you filed your taxes, whether you've e-filed them or you mailed them in or whatever the case may be, then they're going to come up with a number that is either going to be a refund for you because you overpaid in the amount. So this is kind of going back into when we talked about how much you're deducting for your taxes each week. So when we were looking at the federal tax deduction chart, and when I said that I take out 0, they take out more from my paycheck each week so that when it comes time to file, then I usually get a refund. Some people do not like this idea, again, because they say they'd rather have more in their pocket throughout the year. I would rather just know that I'm not going to end up owing. So if they're going to issue you a refund, you'll either get that by a check or they can give it to you as a direct deposit into your bank. If you are going to owe, then you need to pay them. And if you're going to owe, often if you have to have a very large amount of money that you might owe. So again, maybe somebody who's filing using a 1099 instead of a W-2 because they didn't have any taxes taken out of their paycheck, they might owe a lot of money. Or maybe they owe some back taxes. You can often work out a payment plan in order to pay back those taxes. If it's like $100 that you owe, then obviously you're not going to need a payment plan for something like that.